Something can lead to another. Doesn't take sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, feels nice, don't think twice. Shower the people with love, with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people with love, with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself and alone? Once you tell somebody the way you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. Think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Shower the people with love, with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Just shower the people with love, with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Just shower the people with love, with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Just shower the people with love, with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. I'm feeling good, like I should. Went in to go walk around the neighborhood. I'm feeling blessed, never stressed. I got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Every day can be a better day despite the challenge. It's gonna get difficult, but stand and hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way around it. Just say whatever, cause there is no way around it. Everyone falls down sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm feeling good, like I should. Went in to go walk around the neighborhood. you feel surrounded. Gotta give you gravity to keep you grounded. Keep good things inside your ears just like the way they sounded. And just say whatever, cause there is no way around it. Yeah, everyone falls down sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm feeling good, like I should. Went and took a walk around the neighborhood. I'm feeling blessed, never stressed. I got that sunshine on my Sunday best. I'm feeling good, like I should. Went and took a walk around the neighborhood. I'm feeling blessed, never stressed. I got that sunshine on my Sunday bed. One more song here for you. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for the day. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope one day you will join us, and the world can live as one.
You said, I know you're probably really, really, really happy. Like, stick off, and I'm drenched.
Imagine no possessions.
Hello, anybody there?
I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Be back in a little bit.
Thank you so much, Luke. Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Friedlander, and welcome to the 19th annual Heartsongs event. It is a happy hour indeed. Today, we're here to celebrate life in all its magnificent glory and pay tribute to those that help sustain it. This mission is especially important in light of this last year when so much life has been lost and so many more have suffered during the COVID pandemic. There are no words to adequately express the pain felt by so many. To me, gratitude and hope will restore the balance. I have said for many years that Heartsongs is all about gratitude and hope, and now more so than ever. Gratitude for those in our lives we hold dear, and for those heroes that devote their existence to helping others heal. And hope that the future is always brighter, and one small act of kindness ripples eternally. I am extremely grateful for all of you here today, and that we can still take a moment, even if virtually, to focus on Children's National and its critical importance to our community, our nation, even our world, and pay tribute to the remarkable caregivers that have found a way to give even more of themselves in the face of so much tragedy. But first, I'd like to thank our partners who helped make this event happen. The Bender Foundation has been supporting Heartsongs as our partner with such generosity since our very first event, and we are so grateful. Thank you, Julie and the entire Bender family. In addition, we are so fortunate to have 30 plus employees here with us today representing our platinum sponsor, Carasoft. Carasoft has been an amazing supporter of Heartsongs for the last several years, and I would like to thank Craig, Kim, Cara, Mary, and Lauren for making Heartsongs so much a part of your Carasoft family. I would also like to thank Jessica Shea and Megan Buffington of J. Shea Events and Cheers in a Box for just making it all so easy, and for the fabulous Heartsongs boxes that you received. Weren't they amazing? And to Tori Pratt of Pratt Standard, who created the delicious blackberry mint cocktail syrup in your box. Both Tori and Jessica instantly said yes when I asked for their help, and they've been so generous. I would also like to thank Drew and Carrie Haas of Cookies by Drew. Carrie has been a Heartsongs committee member for many years now, and her daughter Drew launched her own cookie company during COVID and is now a full-on entrepreneur and a freshman at the University of Maryland. Isn't that amazing? If you are able to exert willpower and not eat your cookies yet, well, you are a better woman than I. Thank you to all of our sponsors for number 19. Hopefully you saw all of these special donors in the welcome slides. Heartfelt thank you to all of you for your continued generosity. And finally, thank you to the one and only Charlotte Cohen from Children's Hospital Foundation, who is such a huge support to both Heartsongs and Teens with Heartsongs, and we couldn't do this without her. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I am beyond thrilled and excited for today's event, which not only includes heartfelt words from Children's National President and my dear friend, Dr. Kurt Newman, but also from 3 incredible female leaders, Darcel Jackson, Alana Cashton, and Jenny Stepanek. Jenny is Mattie Stepanek's courageous, inspiring, and remarkable mom. As you know, Mattie was a poet, a peacemaker, and a courageous young man who was taken from us far too soon, but nonetheless left us with so many gifts. No Heartsongs event would be complete without Jenny's presence. Jenny, nothing makes me happier than to see you here today, Zoom or otherwise, so we can all bear witness to Mattie's legacy together. We will also bestow the 2021 Heartsongs Award to 5 true COVID heroes that have given tirelessly and endlessly this past year in ways we can't even comprehend. Nikki Marcinick, Jen Decker, Ginger Winder, Julie Kelly, and Amy Phipps. Extraordinary women facing extraordinary challenges with passion and grit. So welcome to all of our new friends, those joining us from far and wide, hospital staff, and of course, to our loyal supporters who have been so consistently generous throughout our 19 years. And now it's my honor to introduce the president of Children's National Hospital, a true leader, author, extraordinary caregiver, and passionate healer, Dr. Kurt Newman, who will say a few words. Kurt?
Thank you, Lisa. And it's great to see you and just so many other friends and supporters. It's congratulations on 19 years and even having an event during these times shows your true passion and commitment to our kids, our families, our community, and to Children's National. It's just so, there's so many things I could say about you, Lisa, and your team. But one of the things that made such an impression on me was I forget exactly what it's called, but it was sort of a new dimension of having the young people involved, volunteers that raised, I think it was $160,000 or something. You had schools, all the different high schools. And I had a chance to participate and hear about all the work and the passion and commitment they have. If you ever have any doubt about our future, you just need to attend an event like that and see these young people, their idealism, their commitment to this cause, their caring about each other and people that are more needy. And it was just inspiring. I think it's it's at the heart of Heartsongs. When you think about it, people helping those that need that help. That's what Children's National has been about for 150 years. We had to postpone our birthday celebration this year. We'll have it again, but for 150 years. And it started just like Heartsongs. Some women in the community came together after the Civil War and said, look, Washington, D.C., nation's capital, needs a children's hospital. There were kids that were orphans and there were kids that were crippled. And this is the same spirit. And that hospital got formed. The doctors donated their services. There wasn't much medicine to be had, but it was that same thing. And the community's always been behind us. And people like Lisa are what make it happen and bring their friends and colleagues that share the cause. Jenny, it's great to see you, and you've meant so much to Children's over the years, and just everybody that's all in on this. I think I started drinking my cocktail a little early. I didn't look at the timing, but it looks so delicious.
That's okay.
That I had to get going. But Lisa, Scott, everybody, thank you all for your just friendship, your support, and for making lots of really amazing things happen at Children's National.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your crazy schedule to join us today. It's always extra meaningful when you're here. Okay, so we're going to kick off our happy hour with a fun Zoom game called Blackout. Listen up. I promise this is easy, but if for some reason you are technologically challenged, do not worry. It's all good. Just sit back and enjoy. To start, I will ask everyone to put your screen in gallery view. This is the Brady Bunch view where you see multiple Zoom boxes all at once. To turn on your gallery view, there is a small icon that looks like a bunch of little squares and is typically located in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. So try to find it and choose gallery view now if you can. Next, I will ask you to turn off your video camera by clicking Stop Video. If you are on a laptop or PC, there should be a Stop Video icon in your lower left-hand corner.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Good.
If you're on your phone or your iPad, the Stop Video feature may be in the bottom middle or elsewhere. Take a moment and try to locate your Stop Video icon. Notice that if you click it on and off, you will start and stop your video camera. After everyone's video cameras are all off, and ideally we just see black Zoom boxes, I will then ask a series of questions. And if your answer to the question is yes, or it applies to you, please turn your video camera back on again by clicking Start Camera. Again, if you're Zoom challenged, don't worry, you can always raise your hands instead. Let's try. Everyone choose gallery view and turn your video camera off by clicking Stop Video. Okay, good job, everybody. For our first question, I want to call out my amazing Heartsongs committee members and thank them for all of their support and love and hard work over the last 19 years. So if you have ever participated on the Heartsongs committee, please turn your cameras back on by clicking Start Video. Let's see all these amazing faces. That's awesome. A big round of applause, please, for the amazing Heart Songs Committee. Thank you. Okay, turn your cameras back off by clicking Stop Video. Next question. Turn your camera on by clicking Start Video if you are joining us today from outside the DC metro area. Who are out-of-towners? Out-of-towners, turn your video on. What a COVID silver lining to have you all here. Please add in the chat if you'd like the city you're joining us from this afternoon. It is truly exciting to see you all, and I'm so thankful that you could join us. Okay, cameras back off by clicking Stop Video. Next question. Turn your camera on by clicking Start Video if you have attended 5 or more Heart Songs events. 5 or more Heart Songs. That could be a luncheon, it could be our anniversary party, and it could certainly be today. Amazing. Wow, thank you all. Now, with this 5-year club, keep your camera on if you've attended 10 or more Heart Songs events. So that means if you haven't attended 10, turn your camera off by clicking Stop Video. And please add in the chat how many Heart Songs events you have attended. It's incredible. On behalf of Heart Songs and Children's National, thank you all so much for your years of loyal support. Okay, cameras back off. Final question. You ready? Turn your camera back on by clicking Start Video if you have become an expert bartender during COVID, and you are now ready for Tori Pratt of Pratt Standard to help us make this delicious cocktail or mocktail. Cameras back on, everyone, because I know you're all ready. I am too. We're going to take a 2-minute break so you can go grab some fresh ice and get ready for our mixology demo. And in the meantime, please welcome back Luke James Schaefer, so some more fabulous music. Luke?
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. The mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Oh, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Is that long enough to grab some ice?
I've got my ice. I am ready to go. Thank you. So beautiful. Okay, everybody ready to go? I would like to now welcome our fabulous mixologist, Tori Pratt of Pratt Standard. Pratt Standard makes craft cocktail ingredients to make all of us expert bartenders and sells them in over 200 stores across the country. Since starting her business in 2014, Tori has taught over 15,000 home bartenders how to make delicious cocktails and designed 18 different bar programs for bars from DC to Ohio. Take it away, Tori.
All right, thanks so much, Lisa. Hi guys, I'm here for your scheduled cocktail entertainment. Tori, you got my blackberry mint syrup as part of your boxes, and we're going to be making a delicious cocktail today. So as Lisa mentioned, I've taught a lot of people how to make cocktails. If you guys want to do any more events with us, reach out to Cheers in a Box because they help organize these awesome box events with us. I'm going to teach you real quick for those of you who haven't already made the cocktail, or maybe you just want to make it again and do it professionally. So first thing I'm going to say is this is a soda-based cocktail. So make sure that you wait to add your ice until the end of the cocktail making process, because if your ice is sitting there and it's melting, you're going to end up adding too much water into your cocktail because it's just going to add excess water as it's melting and sitting there. So make sure you add your ice as close to the end of the cocktail making process as possible and add lots of ice. If there's literally nothing else you remember from this demo, that's what you should remember. Okay, so let's start by taking our citrus fruit. And I'm going to make a quick garnish for it beforehand because I know that this is going to make it look extra pretty. So I'm just going to make a quick peel. If you guys want to learn how to make a peel, you can actually look on our social media. We have a lot of information on how to make garnishes and other pretty things like that. But I'm going to start by juicing this lemon. I'm going to cut across the citrus fruit. So you want your fruit to end up hamburger, not hot dog, like this. So we get 2 pieces like this. And then we're going to juice into a measuring device. So almost everybody doesn't measure their citrus juice, but make sure that you measure your citrus juice. A half of a lemon is not a half of a lemon is not a half of a lemon. So press down, and when you're using a juicer like this, if you turn to the side at the end, there's going to be a little bit more juice that's been caught in the side. All right, and I'm going to juice the rest of this because this lemon happens to be very dry. And what we want is about 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. If you have a tablespoon measure or something else like that that you're using, that's a tablespoon and a half. Tablespoon and a half. And add it into your cocktail glass. I'm using a Collins style glass, but you can use kind of whatever you want. The proper glassware matters mostly for looks. It's not as much about experience. All right, next thing you're going to do is add an ounce of our blackberry mint syrup. Our blackberry mint is one of our spring summer seasonal syrups. We make them right here in DC, in Northeast DC at a facility called Mess Halls Food Incubator Space. And we sell them on our website and a bunch of different local stores as well. And then add that blackberry mint syrup into your cocktail glass. All right, next you're gonna add an ounce and a half or up to 2 ounces of the booze of your choice. You can pick whatever you would like. I'm gonna go non-alcoholic for this cocktail. And if you wanna go non-alcoholic, you can just substitute with club soda, mineral water, or anything else that's bubbly. You can also just use plain water if you don't like bubbly ingredients. All right, and then finally, you're going to do about 2 to 3 ounces of your bubbly ingredient. And a lot of people are like, why are you measuring out your bubbly ingredient? Always measure out your bubbly ingredient. Topping with club soda doesn't mean add to the top of your glass because it would be different depending on the glass that you're using. So always use about 2 to 3 ounces of your bubbly ingredient, and then you can always add more later, but you can't come back from over dilution. That's the biggest mistake home bartenders make. All right, now we're going to add our ice. So add lots of ice, like I was talking about before. Add as much ice as you can properly fit in your glass, and it will actually result in less dilution in your cocktail. So you want more ice rather than less ice. Almost always, that is the right way to go. It will get the contents to the freezing point of water faster so that the rest of the ice doesn't melt. So don't skimp on your ice. All right, now we're going to give it a stir. There are 2 different types of stirs in bartending. There is a bottom-up stir like this, and that will mix your ingredients, but it won't chill them. And then you have a around the side stir like this, and that will chill your ingredients but not mix them. You kind of need to do one of each. So do an around the side and an up and down. Okay. So now that your cocktail is properly mixed and chilled, it is ready to drink. The key here, though, is that We're going to add a garnish on top. Feel free to drink your cocktail, but I'm going to add this citrus peel garnish that I made before. Cocktails came about because of the existence of transportable ice, not because of the existence of booze. So adding ice to cocktails is super, super important. And ice makes cocktails cold, which means they don't smell. So adding a garnish to a cocktail is actually all about adding flavor because it adds a smell component, and smell is 80% of taste. So I'm going to express this over the top of the cocktail. And feel free to look on our social media. We got more demo tips for how to do that properly. And then I'm just gonna drop it right on top here so that it has to get in my nose while I drink the cocktail and amplify that smell component of the cocktail. So there you have it, our blackberry mint cocktail for the day. And I would like to say cheers to everybody. Thank you guys for having me today. And I really appreciate the opportunity. And I hope you all have a lovely evening and the rest of the event. Cheers. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Tori. Oh my God, this is delicious. Thank you. My new favorite drink. All right, to get our speaker program started, I would like to introduce an amazing woman and mom who shared her and her precious daughter's story during our Teens with Heartsongs program. She is incredible, and her story is so powerful that I asked her to join us here today. Please give a heartfelt welcome to Darcel Jackson. Darcel?
Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen with a couple of slides real quick. Can you all see?
Yes, we can. We can see beautiful Anaya and your slides coming up.
Thank you. So good evening, everyone. My name is Darcel Jackson, and this lovely young lady here is my wonderfully made daughter, Anaya. And I'm honored to be here tonight to share a little bit about our journey at the 19th annual Heartsongs event. Children's National Hospital has been a part of our family for almost 15 years, the day Anaya was born. Anaya was transferred to Children's National 3 hours after her birth. I had a pretty uneventful pregnancy and everything appeared as it should. But at my 40-week appointment, our OB/GYN realized that her heart rate was much lower than it needed to be. And we were immediately told to go to Children's in order to for her to be birthed almost immediately, where I had to have an emergency C-section. After delivery, she was immediately whisked away. I didn't get a chance to see her. I didn't get a chance to touch her, hold her, speak to her, as typically happens, as her APGAR scores were really low and I needed to work on her. It was 3 hours later before I had the opportunity to see her. And during that time, the birthing hospital did a teleconference with Children's National, where they discovered that she was in congenital heart failure and needed to be transferred to Children's immediately, as they were the best place to provide the care that she needed. This is the photo my first photo with Anaya, where I had the opportunity to see her before Children's transport team took her to where she was going to get the best care. And why I share this and what's remarkable about this is that in those 3 hours, she was really non-responsive and not moving much. But immediately after I put my hand in the incubator to touch her sweet little hand, she reached across herself and touched mine. And what I realized at that moment is she was telling me, Mom, I got this. I'm going to be okay. I'm strong and I'm resilient. And thus began our journey at Children's National. So 3 days later, as I was discharged, and that's Anaya now telling you, yes, she is strong and she's resilient. So 3 days afterwards, when I was discharged from the birthing hospital, we were met by a social worker who took me to the NICU where I can see her and hold her. And then soon after, we were met by a phenomenal physician, Dr. Kenneth Rosenbaum in genetics. And at that time, he sat down with us and discussed with us what was happening with her. She was born with 2 rare genetic anomalies. She was mosaic for both trisomy 8 and trisomy 18, affecting her full body system. She was in congenital heart, she had congenital heart disease. She at that time was having difficulty breathing on her own and regulating her body temperature. She was hearing impaired and visually impaired and had kidney issues and respiratory issues. But most importantly, there was only 3 other reported cases of children having those 2 rare genetic anomalies, and none of them survived past their first birthday. And so that was hard, but he did it with such compassion and care, kind of making sure that he was being realistic about what can happen, but never, ever leaving us without hope. His words, "Stay with me," was, "Anaya is going to write her own story. We are just on this journey with her." And so this is her journey. We are followed by over 27 different specialty departments at Children's National who provide phenomenal care with us. And me and my husband and Anaya and her big brother really have to navigate what that world looks like for her and us as we try to make sure that we are integrating her as best as possible, also with school, family, and community. And I share that this is, Children's has become part of our family, but it's not just the clinical teams. Additionally, so many other support services at Children's National are part of Team Anaya. And that's what I call them. Whether they know it or not, whether we see them or not, they are all part of Team Anaya. That's everyone from volunteer services and pharmacy and our environmental services team, food and nutrition, child life. I cannot speak highly enough about how every single individual that we met really, really works hard to make sure that it is the best imaginable experience with the best possible outcomes. And so really, for me, Children's National has not just been about saving my child's life, but it's also really about helping us as a family navigate through this new journey. Lisa mentioned hope, not taking hope away, allowing us as a family to know that we are strong, we are resilient, and they constantly work to really show us how an integral part of the care team we are, how our voice matters, and that we are the captains of Anaya's ship working in collaboration with them. And so for the last 14 years, I've had some really remarkable experiences. Anaya has spent lots of time inpatient with multiple countless surgeries, multiple times inpatient, a lot of time both inpatient and outpatient, as mentioned, and through all, we felt at home. As you can see in these pictures, this is Anaya's second home. She feels at home. She makes herself comfortable, she makes it known, and she's developed so many relationships and so many cares from so many people. But what I also really think is important is that it's beyond just medical care. Through Children's National, there's been so many ways that we as a family can contribute and participate and really show that Children's is part of our extended family. Anaya gets to be Children's a nurse for the day when they do that event, and we had the opportunity to participate in events where the First Lady was coming and meet her favorite superheroes along with Dr. Bear, and a lot of other special events that really help create such monumental experiences for our children that are not just bound in her care and in her surgeries and her inpatient stays or just medical, just really tapping into who she is, what she can do in ways that we didn't know. That's whether working with our creative and therapeutic art services, who helped me really find ways to tap into her creativity and artistry and music in ways that I personally wouldn't have thought to do and I wouldn't be able to imagine to do. But also helping us create lifelong connections. I have to make sure before I finish this that I make sure that I also highlight a couple of individuals that really had made a difference in our lives. We, unbeknownst to me, we had been recipients of services and events in Dr. Bear's Den that have been funded through the Heartsongs Luncheon, and we didn't know that. Through some of the renovated critical care units that we stayed in, the surgery family waiting rooms, the sleep sofa chairs that I've spent so much time sleeping in, and really an important program, the housing and amenities program. Having a child that's sick and inpatient in the hospital is so extremely difficult. Can you imagine, added to that, a family having to travel back and forth to visit their child day in and day out, where one parent is staying at the bedside, maybe the other can't because we have other children and siblings. And that we've had the opportunity as a family to stay in Dr. Bear's Den. And can I tell you, with such an ease on our shoulders, that we were able to be close to the hospital without transferring back and forth. There was comfort in really being able to know that I could look outside the window And the hospital wasn't that far away. And that if I got a call that I needed to be there quickly, we could easily get there if something happens. And so it really allowed us to focus on the health and well-being of Anaya and not really worrying about those extra hotel expenses that we may have to occur. But this particular moment right now, being able to speak at the 19th annual Heartsongs event is also a full circle moment for me. Not only have we been a recipient of the wonderful donations that have been made to in Mattie's honor and memory to Heartsongs, is that it changed my life. His moving words, and I don't know if this individual knows this, but when Anaya was 5 years old, her health was deteriorating. And it was important for me at the time that I leave my job to focus on her care. And during one of her inpatient stays, I met the amazing Nikki Skurlock. And she provided me this book, Mattie's book, Journey Through Heartsongs. And I was absolutely amazed by Mattie's wisdom and insight, and I wanted to hear more of his words. And I discovered a quote by him that really resonated and stayed with me, and I look at it often. And it's as follows: our heart song is our reason for being. If you want to understand what heart song is, think about what matters most to you. What do you want? What do you need? Not a toy, not a thing, but what do you as a human being need? You understand why that matters? That's what you're called to offer other people. That is your heart song. You should share that through something you enjoy, something that you're good at. And so once Anaya's health improved, I knew that I could not go back to my job. It was not my reason for being. What mattered to me most was helping others going through journeys as my own. Thus, I became a parent advisor on Children's National Patient and Family Advisory Council. And then soon after, I took a job at Children's providing peer-to-peer support to other families who had children with medical complexities such as I. And now I serve as a patient and family coordinator on Children's National's Patient and Family Experience team, where I can work to provide the voice of our diverse patients and families so we can create the best possible experience for each and every patient. That's why this moment is full circle. Children's National did not just help me keep my wonderfully made daughter alive, 14 years longer than expected, but they allowed me to meet individuals who would not just change the course of Anaya's life, but my own, to help me discover my own heart song. So to the Children's National family, to Team Anaya, and the phenomenal care that you provide to all your patients and families, we thank you. To Lisa and to the Heartsongs Foundation, we thank you. You've made a lot of this possible. To all of those individuals who have donated for the past 19 years, thank you. To Nikki, thank you. I don't know if you know, but you truly make a difference to our patients and families beyond just providing housing and amenities. You connected with our family in a way that will remain with us forever. I really wanted to thank her for giving me that book to allow me to see what is in me and what my purpose and journey is. To Mama Peace, Jenny, thank you for being an amazing advocate in raising an amazing, phenomenal son and for keeping his legacy alive. And Mattie, thank you for helping us through your words develop our own heart songs. And to Anaya, this journey would not be possible without her, but and as tough as it is, loving her has been the best and easiest thing in my life. And she's never spoken a word at all in 14 years, but she's taught me more about life and love and resiliency and courage and compassion that I ever could imagine. And this past year has been hard for each and every one of us. And so I thank you to all of those Children's National heroes who continue to work hard and help us as families navigate through this tough time, knowing we're not alone. Thank you once again for allowing me to share our story, but most importantly, for being part of the Team Anaya and teams for all of the patients and families that you serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darcel. Wow. Oh my gosh, you are a true inspiration in every sense of the word. And I am so honored that you're here and that Anaya is here and that you have chosen to take something in your life and turn it into a cause, a call to arms, a call to action There are so many women that I know that are here that have done something similar in terms of something that happened in their lives, or a loved one had some physical or mental needs, and they took that charge and they have changed the world, and you are doing the same thing. So thank you so much. And Anaya, thank you for being here. Our hearts and thoughts are with all of you always. Speaking of teens with heart songs, as I mentioned before, Darcel spoke to our teens, and it was one of the highlights, as did Jenny. But it is my great pleasure now to introduce my dear friend, my partner and co-founder of the Teens with Heart Songs program, Alana Kashtan. Teens with Heart Songs would not exist without Alana, and I have asked her to tell you all about our successful first year and why you should help spread the word about our fall 2021 program. Alana?
Thank you, Lisa, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Alana Kashtan, and I'm co-directing the Teens with Heart Songs program. I'm profoundly grateful to have the opportunity to work with the incredible Lisa. As everybody knows, she's just truly amazing, and I'm constantly in awe of her. It's also been such a privilege to work with the amazing parent managers, Lynn Anderson and Margaret Bonham, and of course, as noted earlier, Charlotte Cohen from Children's Hospital. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you. And of course, thank you to all the extraordinary teens. And thank you to many of you who are on this call today for the Zoom happy hour, because your teens participated, or you supported a teen that participated. So we appreciate all of that. And we're looking forward to the 2021 Teens with Heart Songs program. My personal passion for the housing program came by way of my son, Grant. He suffered a traumatic brain injury that landed him in the ICU at Children's. And had we not had the ability to be there with him, to support him, to hold his hand, to help feed him, help him sit up, help him use the bathroom, go to all his appointments, I don't know what I would have done. And I never thought that the ability to be there for my son and help him navigate his care was a privilege. I have trouble even letting my mind go there for those families that don't have that luxury due to financial burdens or location. So this is just the true piece of the housing program, and why, to me, I feel so strongly of all the work that Lisa has been doing for all these years. So it is my profound, like I've said, gratitude to be able to be involved in the Teens with Heart Songs program. And we're just one family with one story. After all these years of attending the Heartsongs Luncheon, I've come to realize that so many teens in the DC metro area have been impacted by the Children's National, whether it's their story that's directly related to them, whether it's been a sibling, a cousin, a teammate, a friend, a classmate. So many feel connected to the hospital. And that's the beauty of the Teens with Heart Songs, has given this mission of keeping patients and families together in their times of need, yet an opportunity for these students to connect and tell their story and get involved in Children's National, as well as spreading the message of Mattie Stepanek, who as a teen himself had already been known at his age of a teenager as a peace advocate and motivational speaker. So using his wisdom and words, unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. And this is exactly what these Teens with Heart Songs did this past year. So we view this program very much as a leadership program. The benefits of raising money are outstanding for the housing need at Children's National. But in our first year, 20 high school teams with nearly 350 students were participating across the DC metro area, all working to raise money to fund the housing program. And our students raised over $161,000. So we're looking to double that, triple that this year. So, we're very, very excited. So, well, fundraising for an incredible cause, Teens with Heart Songs, is also providing the tools for these students to take ownership of their fundraising. We're helping them to gain important life skills of collaborating, communicating, leadership, and of course, above all else, compassion. This program also is enriched with speakers to enhance the experience. For example, this year we had, Darcel, who you just heard from, as well as Mark Kennedy Schreiber, explaining how philanthropy has been woven into his life. He reminded our students to never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. We had Jenny Stepanek, who you will be hearing from shortly, connect with all our teens on a self-reflection of a powerful I am exercise. We had Kurt Newman, who you also heard from earlier, explain to the teens the importance of the work that they're doing and the direct impact it has had on the hospital. And we had Monica Levinson, producer of Borat and many other incredible films, share with her, and Golden Globe winner, I should add, her experience and how following your passion has amazing benefits and all that comes with that. So what am I trying to say? Is that this is a wonderful, wonderful program. We are relying on this generation of teens that are passionate, smart, incredibly motivated, socially and emotionally connected, as well as, yes, tech savvy, to forge the way and continue to keep Mattie's legacy and share their heart songs. So simply how you can help is by spreading the word of Teens with Heart Songs to anybody you think that would be interested in this program. And please encourage them to apply. We can't do this without them. We need all these teens and we want to grow within our DC metro area. So I think Lisa was putting in the chat the link, the teenswithheartsongs.org. And if this program sounds like something a high schooler would be interested in, please, please, please have them go to our website and apply, read more about it, learn about it, and spread the word. We're so excited to be telling you more about it next year and all that these incredible teens have accomplished in the coming time. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Alana. So perfectly said in every way, shape, or form. And thank you for highlighting the program and letting everybody know at its core what it's about, our mission, what we're trying to do, and how everybody that's been participating has been impacted. So I add to the chat, teenswithheartsongs.org. If you want to check out the website, applications are now open. As Alana mentioned, we are now recruiting high school students, 9th through 12th grade, for our fall 2021 program. So we imagine the program will be mostly virtual. We hope to have some in-person activity, but regardless, it's going to be fantastic. So thank you so much, Alana. Now I would like to introduce Jenny Stepanek. Jenny is quite simply the reason we are all here. She is not just Katie, Stevie, Jamie, and Mattie's mom, but an inspirational speaker, faculty associate and doctorate at the University of Maryland, researcher, writer, peace advocate. I mean, I could go on and on with her I am titles. It is truly my honor to introduce Jenny, who will shower us with her love and meaningful words, and then present our 2021 Heart Songs Awards to our incredible honorees. I'm so grateful she's here with us today. Please open your hearts and your minds to Jenny Stepanek. Jenny?
All right, so welcome everybody. We are running about 5 to 7 minutes behind. So I'm thanking you in advance for everybody who will choose to stay on this Zoom and continue celebrating this event for the extra 5 to 7 minutes that it'll take to do what we really need to do. So I welcome you to a Heart Songs happy hour, because we are indeed celebrating purpose, resilience, and hope. As Lisa said, I am Jenny Stepanek, and I want to tell you that many years ago, actually many, many decades ago, when I was on the other side, the younger side of adulthood, I have to say I was looking forward to an amazing life. I was focused on my career, on my community, on being a coach. I was very athletic. I was able-bodied. I was getting married, and I was beginning to have children. I'm an Irish Catholic. I had 4 kids in 4 years. And as I was having these amazing kiddos, I anticipated that every one of them would be absolutely beautiful, charming, and amazing. And in many ways they were. But each of them also entered the world very unwell. For many, many years, no one could explain why my children, lived in the ICU, needed full life support, and needed so much medical care. The correct diagnosis didn't come until my youngest child, Mattie, was already 2 years old. And honestly, I was the first one that was diagnosed. I was told that I had a rare adult onset neuromuscular disease. I was told that this was debilitating and life limiting. And I was also told that I had passed a mutation of this on to all 4 of my children. And they had what was called infant onset, which is not compatible with survival. My first 3 children, Katie, Stevie, and Jamie, all died before the age of 4. Miraculously, Mattie lived with expert medical care for almost 14 years. Now that was and is incredible, not just in the length of living, but also in the depth of living. Mattie's time among us was very brief, but it was full. It was full of people and purpose and this quest for peace, peace for oneself, for others, for the world, and for beyond. Mattie spent his entire almost 14 years sharing messages and actions that helped him, that helped me, that helped millions of our local and global neighbors be inspired with purpose, with resilience, with hope, and with peace. Today, I am Dr. Stepanek. I'm Mama Peace. I'm nearly 17 years after his passing. I am still, amid all of this, the proud parent of those 4 amazing kiddos. But I am also bereaved. I am divorced. I am disabled from this condition, complicated by cancer treatments. But I have to say that even as I, the mom, even as I taught lessons to my son, I have to say that I was learning so much from Mattie, so much about choosing purpose, choosing resilience, choosing hope, so that even with all of my challenges, with all the world's challenges, I have grown to be okay and even happy, content, and grateful for who and how I am. And those are some of the amazing gifts and truths that I'm sharing with others. And as I do that, I'm also sharing the essence of my children. This evening, I have the opportunity to be with you as we're gonna, at the end of this, raise a glass or grateful hands and truly celebrate the 19th annual Heartsongs Fund event. So I want to pause for a second and share briefly how this event came to be. So I mentioned that my children came into the world very unwell. They all spent lots and lots and lots of time in the intensive care units in the 1980s and 90s and the early 2000s. In 2001, Mattie was in the PICU at DC Children's Hospital for many, many, many months. He was in and out of comas. He was at the brink of death numerous times. But he was also given the gift of more time because of the expert care he was receiving there. But between these comas, between these cliff-hanging episodes, he was awake. He was living in an intensive care unit. He was living amid the sounds, the sights, the crises, the codes, the environment that occurred daily in that setting. And there was one TV with a tape player, and they rotated that among 16 children. Meals came at set times of the day rather than when the children were able to eat, wanting to eat. Parents and families had to sit on rolling stools and be there one at a time, and your visiting hours were often visiting minutes. These were some tough challenges that we faced. But in that same unit was this terrific team, great doctors, nurses, child life specialists, the staff. They did all that they could to tend to Mattie's body, but also tend to his mind, his spirit. They helped him continue learning, laughing, loving, to know that he was loved, that he mattered. Well, back in 2001, in the bed next to Mattie, there was this little guy named that Mattie called Nickel Pickle, whose mom happens to be Jillian Copeland. Well, in the unit next to us, the neonatal intensive care unit, there happened to be a newborn baby named Jacqueline Friedlander, whose mom happens to be Lisa. And in that circle of friends happened to be this amazing woman named Rachel Sullivan. These families, these friends, they got to know Mattie because of spending time there. And they really were inspired by his love for life, his love for others, his sincere celebration despite suffering, his commitment to purpose despite challenges, loss of siblings, a mom with a disability, going through a divorce. and us going through food and shelter and other financial related insecurities, his own declining health and dying body, living in an ICU. So in 2002, Lisa and these ladies established what they now call the Heartsongs Fund. And they hosted the very first Heartsongs Luncheon in honor of Mattie, to both celebrate his way of living and to also raise funds that were going to build a new PICU. And also, while they're building that new PICU, and as they opened the new pediatric intensive care unit, to make this a space and a place that was more comforting for children and families in need of healing. Mattie died in 2004, but he has left behind a powerful legacy. New York Times best-selling books, 7 of them, mind you. The Mattie Stepanek Foundation, we continue his mission. And Lisa and Jillian and Rachel, and now Teens with Heartsongs. I mean, how cool is that? Teens with Heartsongs. They've all chosen to continue Mattie's wish that DC Children's Hospital is able to provide the best state of the science care and also the best state of the art care, with this Heartsongs event funding that. So that the PICU of yesterday is no more, and the PICU of today meets children and families and providers' needs in caring and comprehensive ways. For 18 years, this event was a lovely in-person luncheon. This year, it's this virtual happy hour, which sounds very nifty, and it is very nifty. But this nifty event was shifted for a not so nifty reason. The reality is we're going through a viral pandemic. It has sickened or killed millions of local and global neighbors in just one short year, one very short yet very, very long year. But we're here today by choice, celebrating Heartsongs. And for people that have been in the intensive care unit, they've experienced in the olden days the social isolation, the limitations, the lack of choices. We've come equipped. We understand purpose, resilience, and hope. Mattie taught us so much about that as he lived in the ICU. He taught us about Heartsongs being our reason for being, about what matters to us and sharing it through our talents and skills, about not measuring Heartsongs because they're not to be measured or compared, they're to be celebrated. Do we understand that Heartsongs can strengthen us as we experience both blessings and burdens? Mattie's Heartsong expressions really get us through some very, very tough times, disability and also COVID. We have challenges. Illnesses, accidents, disability, loss, economic, social, and viral pandemics. We have challenges in simple everyday news events, screen and task fatigue. Challenges are real, but we also have purpose. Purpose is the truth that each of us and all of us matter, individually and collectively, regardless of ability, regardless of length of living. With choices, we also have resilience. Not denial, not a stiff upper lip, but the capacity to cope, to adapt, to create the future, to embrace positive self-statements like I have and I can and I am. And we have hope. Hope is real. Hope is not an illusion. It's not going after some unreachable star. Hope is an energy that moves us through this moment, regardless of what this moment holds, into some next moment, regardless of what that moment holds. We can't choose our feelings or the facts of the news we're hearing, but we can choose our attitudes and the truths of how we live and how we love and how we think and speak and be, and how we balance blessings and burdens, our own and those of others. I want to close my remarks with a poem that Mattie wrote when he was 8 years old, titled A New Hope.
A new hope. I need a hope. A new hope. A hope that reaches for the stars and that does not end in violence or war. A hope that makes peace on our earth and that does not create evil in the world. A hope that finds cures for all diseases and that does not make people hurt in their bodies, in their hearts, or most of all, in their spirits. I need a hope, a new hope, a hope that inspires me to live and to make all these things happen so that the whole world can have a new hope too.
The DC Children's National Hospital, the Heartsongs Fund team, the adults, the teens with heart songs, the children, the families, the providers, the staff members. We are the hope that Mattie's talking about. We have to remember this. We have to choose to root ourselves in purpose, to live with resilience, and to move forward with the new hope. And now I think it's time that we start celebrating some honorees, introducing them, and then I would like to close us out with a toast to purpose and resilience. As I introduce each of the honorees, I'm going to close their little introduction with a Mattie quote. Mattie left behind a file called 500 Fortunes, Prayers, and Quotes. So in addition to his essays and poems, he left us all these quotes. So I've gone through and tried to pull a quote for each of our honorees. So I think that somebody else has some slides that'll go up, and I'm going to begin with our first honoree, who is Ginger Winder, or Winder, and I apologize for that. I should have checked first, but I've said it both ways. Edit it out. Okay. Ginger is the nurse manager of the surgical care unit, which quickly pivoted last year into a highly efficient special isolation unit for children with highly infectious diseases. Ginger's been nothing short of extraordinary as a leader, and she has led the team with grace, with confidence, with an unrelenting passion for exemplary patient care, outcomes, quality, and safety. She has spent countless hours checking on patients and families. She follows up on issues. She helps the team. She problem solves in real time, regardless of the hour that time is needed. She has had a deep passion. She has been committed to ensuring that the delivery of care is not only exceptional, but also safe, efficient, culturally sensitive, inclusive of all disciplines, and uniquely focused on the patient and the family. The Mattie quote that I am gifting to Ginger is this: "We must always believe in each other, for it is only with each other that we can have peace and save each other and the future." Our next honoree is two honorees, Nikki Marcinek and Jen Decker, two PICU nurses who both volunteered to be consistent caregivers for children's first PICU adult COVID-19 positive ECMO patient, whose wife and daughter were in another country at the time of his illness. He was very ill at the time, and Nikki and Jen worked very hard to ensure that his family had meaningful communication via iPad with him every single day, in addition to caring for him with expertise and compassion. After his transfer to an adult facility, his family reached back out to children's specifically to emphasize how much these efforts at communication meant and what a difference it made for them during that very trying time. So for these two amazing ladies, I am gifting this quote from Mattie. "Love is one of the greatest strengths existing, one of God's greatest gifts, and it is the symbol that we must all use for celebrating heart songs and for creating peace in the world." Our next honoree is Julie Kelly, a surgical nurse. When the trauma, burn, and surgical units were transformed into a special isolation unit, the surgical nurses quickly pivoted caring for both surgical population and any acute care patients who were COVID-19 positive or being ruled out for COVID-19. The shift leaders had to run two units within each other, and Julie Kelly was truly the calm in this storm. Julie provides amazing leadership. She has always been a great resource for the nurses. She is a great example of how resilience works. She has been committed to Children's National Nurses, especially when people are under pressure during uncertain times. She has continuously had a positive and caring attitude and provided great leadership, quick problem-solving abilities, and never-ending diligence. The Mattie quote that I am gifting to Julie is this one. Courage is being brave when there is something to fear. Right now, we need to be committed to the strength of courage. As we move forward in a world filled with the fears of unknowns and differences and war and poverty, we need to be brave in our commitment to caring for each other, to embracing hope, and to planning peace. Our final honoree tonight is Amy Phipps. She is a social worker. Amy has gone above and beyond with many families in the PICU during the last year. Her work has been especially impactful with the Spanish-speaking families. Amy is bilingual, and she provides incredible support to the families in the PICU who are speaking in their primary language. Her ability to connect with the many Spanish-speaking COVID-positive families provided increased awareness and understanding of families' needs, including staying in touch with family members even after a patient passes away, providing support for families by phone, sending them memory items by mail. Amy advocated for all families, including the families whose children did not survive, and she shared information that she learned from them with the PICU team to provide optimal medical and emotional support. This is going above and beyond. The Mattie quote that I would like to gift to Amy is this one. To gently, lovingly touch the tears of another person is to gently, lovingly touch their heart. And now for all honorees, all the event planners, all of the participants, all of the children who have passed, all of the children who have lived, all of the parents, all of the providers, all of the people who have in any way been impacted across the past 150 years by DC Children's National Medical Center. Any of the children, families, providers who will be impacted in the next 150 or more years by DC National Medical Center. I would like us to have this time-honored tradition where we all raise a glass for grateful hands and connect with purpose for peace. With this quote from Mattie. When he was 4 years old, he wrote this quote, and it says, "You shall see an angel who will guard you through life." Anybody that's involved with Heartsongs Fund is one of those angels. Huzzah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Oh, for these spiritual and uplifting words that come direct from you and Mattie and teaching us all along the way, and for helping us honor these phenomenal women who deserve 1,000 awards each and every day. Thank you all for staying a little bit late. The hour, I mean, what can I tell you? It's like a blink of an eye. It went by so fast. Congratulations and thank you to our incredible COVID heroes, our 2021 Heartsongs Award winners, Nikki, Jen, Ginger, Julie, and Amy. We can never express our gratitude for what you do each day. Your efforts on a good day are nothing short of superhuman, and we can't imagine how much of yourselves you have given this past year and undoubtedly will continue to give for years to come. Thank you. And thank you again to the Bender Foundation, Cheers in a Box and Jay Shea Events, Pratt Standard, Cookies by Drew, Carasoft, Dr. Kurt Newman, Darcel Jackson, all of our incredible sponsors, the fabulous Heartsongs Committee, and thank you to the genius, the beauty, the courage of Mattie Stepanek and his extraordinary mom, Jenny. And thanks to all of you for taking the time to join our Heartsongs Happy Hour. Get ready for our big 2-0 anniversary celebration next year in person. Better be in person. We're all going to be in person.
I love you, Lisa.
Thanks, Nickel Pickle. And thank you on behalf of Heartsongs and Children's National Hospital. Please enjoy another song if you'd like to stay on by the amazing Luke James Schaefer as we say goodbye. Have a great rest of the evening, and I truly hope your heart feels good. Thank you all so much. Lots of love. Be healthy and be well. Thank you.
I thought you did a good job. Thanks, Lisa. Think of your fellow man, lend him helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait. Another day goes by, still the children cry, put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know hatred go, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. The world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait. Take a good look around. If you are looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait to see. The world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait to see. The song fades out, so I can't really do that, but.
Thank you so much, Luke. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening. Take good care. We'll see you next year, the big 2-0.